how does the fee happen as far as what if they book through Airbnb
They
and
pay
not through?
both fees.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they do pay both fees. So that's why the advantage of having the iTrip booking website is such a big deal. Because look, it's a fee and it happens and it's between it's just the way the business goes. There's the Airbnb fee and then there's our fee, or there's the VRBO fee and then there's our fee. But that is why we are so to me, it's so important that we have the iTrip direct booking where there is not that fee. There's just ours, which is the normal commission, to manage it. And that is especially good for repeat customers because once they come to the property once, maybe they'll come through Airbnb or VRBO the first time, but after that, they don't have to, and they could it is perfectly acceptable for them to book through a direct booking website. If you have friends and family, you make them book through the booking website. So you can actually, it might be like a first time thing, but then you can actually not incur that cost moving forward.
Right. Just in marketing in general, you have your leads, you try and
Yep.
get them anywhere you possibly can. But
Yes.
once they're in your fold, then you communicate with them through your system. So
Correct.
the same thing. Got it. So there's advantages where it's not just iTrip where they're listed in the others to try and catch those who are um, Airbnb, that's the only thing they know, and that's where that's their go-to, and maybe they haven't heard of iTrip, or maybe they an ad came by or something, but because they're not familiar with it, they don't trust it as much. But so that's why it's comprehensive, it sounds like.
That's exactly right.
Great. And so what other things does iTrip do that's the advantage for getting these properties leased out or, booked as opposed to the other places? And, what's the what kind of things do you do besides just listing? Because I know there's more stuff that goes on, and also, can you possibly speak to, you may not be able to, on what would be an advantage, why, other than, not double fees and stuff, and obviously you're managing the properties, but on the marketing side to getting bookings, what might be some of the advantages of iTrip?
So, uh, absolutely. So I'll start with listing a property is one thing, listing it in a way that's optimized is a different conversation. And so you will benefit from somebody listing your property with optimization of everything from the title, the way the description reads, the way that the property is presented, the amount of detail that goes into it. Like that, there's a lot that goes just into that alone. That changes the way the property shows up on the algorithms on the external booking websites. So OTAs like Airbnb and Booking.com and VRBO. Then, in addition to that, I would say that iTrip has a tenant portal and an owner portal, which is really cool. I think that's actually very cool. So the tenant portal is really cool because instead of having to search through your emails to get the instructions for this and that and the other and the help articles, whatever, you actually, if you book through iTrip directly, there's a tenant portal that has help articles for the properties. How do you turn on the hot tub? What's the Wi-Fi password? Do I need to know something about the wildlife? What are attractions close by? So there's like a whole plethora of things that you just go to your tenant portal and you see it there instead of having to scroll through your emails to find it again. I would say that the other thing that we offer is that we do provide you with a link to fun activities. Now, those we don't organize those, but immediately you can basically, as soon as you book, you will get a link and you will be able to go and follow links to renting Jeeps and or kayaking or going river rafting or zip lining, or there's a couple of museums. And so you just get it. It's kind of easy. You don't have to go and Google it on your own, which you could, but it's kind
Right.
of a pain. So you get that kind of experience. I would say that the other thing is that you have somebody local who is responsive and understands the community and understands the locality and can just talk to you about it. I was literally talking the other day about someone that said, okay, well, I'm going to go to Colorado Springs. So, can I go skiing there? And I said, no, no, skiing's up in the mountains. And he looked at me like, what? I'm like, that is the mountains. Like, no, Colorado Springs is not the mountains.
Right.
The mountains is the mountains, and then Colorado Springs is the Colorado Springs.
Right.
And so to have someone local who can just explain that, right? Like explain
Right.
this is where you would go, this is what you would do. Um, Watch this road. And we who live in the mountains understand all these things. Like, oh no, and after it snowed, you don't want to take that road, you want to take the other
Right.
road. Like there's all these little things that you're going to know if you live here, but you wouldn't know if you were living somewhere else and you were trying to manage this property remotely. And so we're able to answer all of those things for people. And then I will say that, and it's kind of making the same point again, but having a marketing budget, an enormous national marketing budget that captures a national population and drives them towards your website is an enormous benefit. Other than you being one of many on Airbnb or VRBO, you have an entire marketing website that is just for the properties in this area, and then we showcase your property. When we onboard, we make sure we send out a photographer, so you don't have to worry about that. We'll get you, and it's included in the onboarding fee. So we will get you beautiful pictures and we will put them on, and then we'll make sure that your listing looks the absolute best it can be. And then the last thing I would say, this is something I am very aggressive about. It's not every franchise. I am very aggressive about dynamic pricing. So
Okay.
dynamic pricing is pricing that is driven by comps in the area. And therefore, it is not just up to what you think or I think should be the price for your property. It is a very powerful software solution. It's part of our tech stack, and it looks at all of the comparables in the area, and it will go up and down on the pricing. And then you can set policies as to how aggressive, I tend to be aggressive, how aggressively you want to fill the property. And so the prices will go up and down and up and down and down and up, depending on what the demand is, what the supply is, are there any events happening? There's things that if you're here local, you would know. There's the Space Symposium happening. We know that there's the Air Force graduation days. We know that there's Parents' Day. We know all of these activities, right? If there is a local festival, we know these things are happening, but even better, the comps will know that this is happening because the
Right.
prices will go up and down. So I am very aggressive about working on the pricing policy. So those are the kind of things that, I have implemented. And then also I would say that in my franchise, I know I only started a little while ago, but immediately I have a 24/7, 365 answering service. And so anytime, day or night, someone will answer the phone
Right. Live.
live.